Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of yours truly, Trisha. Today, I wanted to talk to you about 2024 because we are almost at the end of it. I can't believe how fast it went by. We say that every year, but for some reason, this year just went really fast. And I say this every year that it's important to reflect on the year that passed and the things that you did and the things that you can improve on and things that you are going to look forward to. So I thought I would dedicate this episode to just that, to reflecting on some of the things that I feel really proud of and some of the things that I feel I could have done better at. And then, of course, some of my goals for 2025. And I think it's important to do that early before the holiday chaos because you get into the Christmas stuff and the holiday stuff, and it goes even faster. December is faster than 2024 as a whole, I'm sure. So I'll start with what I'm proud of. I'm really proud of myself for pouring my heart into content creation, pouring my heart into being a good mom and being present. This year I really told myself I was going to prioritize being available for my kids. So I was able to walk them to school almost 95% of the time and then pick them up from school. So that was really important for me. I'm really proud that I was able to be there and be available for them. So I was able to clear my schedule and that for me was a non-negotiable. I also am really proud that I stuck to a consistent, I don't want to say workout, but a movement routine. I said back in January 2024 that one of my goals was to work out regularly. I know we should be very specific when we do our goals. And for me in January 2024, I told myself I wanted to be consistent with moving every single day, doing some type of workout every single day. And I did that even on days of rest. I would go for a walk, and that for me was movement. And I think that was so important that I was able to accomplish that. And I'm really proud of myself. I'm also really proud of myself for being open to new opportunities. A lot went on behind the scenes with my other company, Really Social. And I don't really talk about that as much as I probably should. And that's going to be a goal for 2025. And I'll share more about Really Social and what's happening over on that side of the business. Another thing that I'm proud of is that I was open to new opportunities. I found that this year I opened doors to different opportunities, and some of them didn't always pan out, but I was very open to hearing about new projects, new ideas, new opportunities. And I think that's something that before I would have been scared. I was a little bit more doubtful of trying new things. So I think I was really open to that. I really poured myself into self-care this year. I prioritize that more than I ever have before. And I think that probably showed in my content. If you've been following me on social media, you'll see that even my content has shifted from more self-care focused. And I think that just goes along authentically with where I'm at in life. My kids are a little bit older. They're a little bit more independent. So it just allows for me to be able to give back to myself a little bit more, and which is nice. And so I think you'll start to see that in my content if you have been following along, that I am sharing a true reflection of where I'm at in life, which is this place where I have a little bit more freedom to give back to me and to pour my own cup and fill my own cup. So that I am really proud of, that I've connected back to myself. Things that I think I could work that, I wish I could improve on this year was this podcast. And I think, the podcast it's been a great creative outlet. I think it deserves a lot more time and nurturing and love from me. And so that is something I definitely could improve on. And it's actually a part of my 2025 goals. So I'll talk a little bit about that in a second. Another thing that I think I could have improved on was just being more mindful of my boundaries. Yeah, I did really good this year actually with boundaries, but boundaries when it comes to work, because I found that I was working a lot at night this year, which I think I'll change in 2025. So just setting those boundaries. But yeah, boundaries for sure I didn't mention that was something I am really proud of this year, that I was able to put into place, especially when it came to my family. And maybe I'll talk about that in some future podcast episode. Things that I want to work on for 2025. My goals, they generally stay the same. I want to read more. I tell myself that every year. I need to be more accountable to that. Harper reads 10 to 12 books sometimes a month. So if I can even get a fraction of that, I would be so proud of myself. So 2025, yes, involves more reading. I also want to nurture this podcast a little bit more. I want to start a new community called Wevolve, and I'm just going to leave that there for you. And it's going to be an exciting new project, and that's something that's part of my goals for 2025. And I will tell you more about that in the new year. Another goal will be continuing to nurture me, focusing on the self-care and being a healthy, happy mom. And that obviously requires me to be taking care of myself first, I believe, and also a great wife to my husband. That's part of my goals. Fitness will always be a goal every year. I continue to keep that on my list because I think it's important to keep myself accountable to that as a goal. I want to focus more on getting stronger in the gym, continuing to lift 3 to 5 times a week, and 10K steps. To be honest, I never usually hit 10K steps. That's the truth, but that will be on my list. I want to focus on being able to set those boundaries still, continuing to say no. Yes, I know there is something beautiful about the power of yes. However, there is also something so magical about the power of no, and no being a full sentence. So I will focus on that as a goal. 2025 for me is going to be a year of growth. I think for myself, for my business, and I'm excited for it. I have some new projects happening, and I really want to do more for this podcast, and I want to give it a lot more love than I have been. And with that said, I'm going to take some time to do that, to think about how I can provide you with more value, how I can make it a little bit more juicy, more spicy. Yeah, but I want to give more time to yours truly, Trisha, because it deserves that, and I want that. That's just a snippet of some of my goals, and maybe this is your sign, if you're listening to this, to reflect on those things for yourself, what you are proud of, what you could improve on, and what you should look forward to in terms of your goals for 2025. So make sure you do that, because there's probably lots that you are very proud of. And I think we don't give ourselves enough credit. We don't give ourselves enough grace. And we should stop and pat ourselves on the back and say, you know what, we did a really good job. So if you take anything from this, it's just to congratulate yourself because you did an amazing job. So thanks for listening, and I'll be back soon.